The Wolf of the Patomac, June 27, 1863. Mr. Green peeked around the corner, ducked, and backed up against the wall, breathing hard. This man, this thing, was after him. He knew very well what it was. This being existed because of fear. It fed off of fear. The lighthouse keeper turned, saw nothing, and kept searching. Green breathed a quiet sigh of relief. His heart was pounding in his chest. He knew why this thing was after him. He had been walking down the street after a conversation with a friend. They were talking about myths of this man known as the Wolf of the Patomac. He, of course, didn't believe in murderers or monsters, so he scoffed at the whole matter. It wasn't until he was on his way home until his view was changed. This thing had jumped on him and chased him throughout the countryside. He had hidden in a barn, and the keeper was searching for him. He knew that this thing could smell his fear. That's what it lived off of. As long as there was fear in the world, this thing could exist, and it certainly couldn't be killed. Green thought about that last part as he again peeked around the corner to look outside. As he did, something grabbed his neck, picked him up with relative ease, and slammed him against the side of the barn. Green saw that it was indeed the keeper. The keeper was carrying an axe, which he gripped right beneath the head and pressed it gently against Green's neck. Green looked at him and knew that he'd seen this man somewhere before. The keeper's beard was neatly groomed and streaked with silver. His face was covered with ugly scars, and an especially big one ran diagonal through his right eye, which was blank. In a hoarse whisper, Green managed to speak. "What are you?" The keeper spoke to him in a low, gravelly voice. "I am the truth. I am the lies. I am fear. I am courage. I am the darkness. I am the light. I am life and I am death." "Your name," Green rasped. "What's your name?" "Jeff Duff," the man replied roughly. "What are you going to do to me?" Green asked. Real fear was evident in his voice. "I can make you feel pain, physical pain, mental pain. Your regrets, your worst memories. I can recall it all at once. And all I have to do," he reached towards Green with a pale hand, "is touch you." Duff ever so gently placed his fingers on Green's face. Immediately, Green burst into painful screaming. It was a haunting cry, the very definition of suffering and agony. After a few moments, Duff stopped. He let go of Green, who collapsed on the ground, sobbing and begging for mercy. Duff, however, showed none. He gripped his axe firmly and raised it. He brought it down with deadly accuracy. And the blade carved a huge gash into Green's chest. Blood spilled everywhere. Duff strolled over to a tree stump and stuck the axe into it. As soon as the blade hit the wood, Green noticed blood began to flow. The blood streams that came from the axe flowed down the side of the stump, pooling on the ground. Duff, in the meantime, was striking a match. The keeper touched the flame to the head of the axe, which flared up immediately. But there was something else. The blood which had spilled from the axe blade had also been set alight. Duff picked up his weapon and stalked over to Green, who was just noticing that he was covered head to toe with blood. Duff gripped the axe handle tightly. "Now you burn," he growled. He slightly touched the head of the axe to Green's open wound. As the flame touched the blood, it was over. Green had nothing left to scream. He simply let his head fall back, abandoning all hope, letting the flames consume him. Jeff Duff, satisfied with his kill, ran off into the shadows, the flame of the axe becoming a faint pinprick of light between the trees, acting as a lure for the next unsuspecting victim who would dare take the bait. And the quietness was soon ended by the sounds of the night, which seemed to say that nothing was wrong. Nothing at all.